Hello guys, welcome back to my channel The Cloud Baba. Today I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic that I come across while working on one of the core one of the project. So if you are watching my playlist on Google Cloud VPC series, then you must be familiar with the VPC networking and all this stuff. So today the topic is managing the internal load balancer in a central location, right? So how we can centralize our internal load balancer when we're using the shared VPC, right? So basically, we when we use the shared VPC, we have a host project where our VPC are shared from, and we have the service project from where these subnets and VPC network consumed. So if you see like in a shared VPC, this is very much difficult to know, to manage the internal load balancer in each service project, right? Because an application owner, like the service project, is something that is managed by the application team, right? So you can see on your right hand side there are multiple service project on your right hand side. It could be many, right? And there is one host project on your left hand side where your VPC is there, where shared VPC is there. So imagine if you have hundreds hundreds and 200s or of a service project. Can you manage your internal load balancer in each of the project, right? And most of the time, the business line won't allow you to log in into their service project, right? So what you can do, so now Google has a service, not service, a way to cross referencing the project, and you can deploy all your internal load balancer over here, and that application team can manage their own backend services and instance group in their own service project, right? So this new capability allowed the organization to configure the central load balancer and route the traffic to hundreds of service no, distributed across multiple different project or service project, right? So you can centrally manage all the traffic routing rules, the policy, the URL map, right? And you can also associate a load balancer to single set of host names or SSL certificates, right? So this functionality is now centrally managed. Okay, so why should use cross project service referencing? Because it reduce the operational complexity and cost, right? And how? Because you are exposing multi project service using a single load balancer, right? So you can do that. And let's say, uh, okay, one second. Okay, so here you can see that network admin provisions and manage a single load balancer, right? And here these are the service owner. Now there are two ways to set up uh, uh, this model. The first way is load balancer front end and back end in a different service project. So basically, in here, in this example, where the load balancers front end and URL map are created in a service project only, right? Let's say this is a service project A, and the URL map reference in also in the service project A, and then the reference to a backend service in a service project B, right? So in this case, network admin or load balancer admin in a service project A will require access to the backend service in a service project B. So service project B admins, I mean the application or a team grant some roles, right? And this role is something like, I'm gonna copy paste here. It's going to be this role, right? Compute admin. balancer service user role. I am role to the load balancer admins, right? Like the network admins who manage the internal load balancer over here, right? In a service project A, who so basically they are the people who want to reference the backend service from the project B, right? So instead of having a load balancer in a host project, you are now having a dedicated service project where you have a internal load balancers, regional target proxy, URL map, and the rest of the service projects are going to be your consumer, or you're going to be your where your backend services are getting deployed, right? And the example two is again the same, which we have discussed. This is the same, like where sorry, where you have the host project and service project. So in example two, you are basically having in the one second, it's a service project. One second, sorry, this is not the correct one. One second, I'm gonna paste the right one. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, this is the right one. So here you have again this host project, right? This is the host project on left hand side, and on the right hand side, this is your service project. So so here you are using the same project where our shared VPCs are there, are hosted, and the service project can use them, consume them. So one thing I would like to mention here, that which is very important, that this capability is right now in for internal HTTPS load balancing and regional external HTTPS load balancing. But for global external load balancing, this capability is not there. I'm not sure, but right now it's not there. I think I'll check if this capability is there or not. But for today, I'm going to demonstrate like with some demo, like how we are going to use the cross-reference architecture internal load balancer, right? So without wasting a time, let's jump onto my console. Okay, but before that, I'm going to give you what I'm going to achieve here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I have the host project, right? This is my host project, and I also have this shared VPC here, right? I have this shared VPC, and I have some subnets, two subnets basically. One subnet, oh sorry, one subnet. You can have multiple subnet. So I have multiple subnet, which is shared with your spoke project, okay, or service project. Let's say I have two service project, right? So this subnet is shared, right? This is the architecture of shared VPC. This is what you do, right? Same, this is shared with here as well, right? This is also shared with here as well, right? So this is your service project one, this is your service project two, where you're gonna deploy your web servers, right? And then you will deploy instance group, right? You can have, and then you create a backend service over here, right? And here you wanna do launch an ILB, right? You can launch an ILB and all those configuration. So the network team, basically the network team manage those ILB from the central location, right? You can have multiple ILBs here, and the service project have the backend service, right? So they have the backend service. Same here, right? Same here. Similarly, you can create another project, right? So you can see that how much flexibility you're getting here. All the backend service are deployed here, and all the ILBs are managing from here. Now, if you want to, now imagine if you have to manage those ILB from each of the project, it could be a very difficult, right? So we are going to see a practical demo. I already set up some of the services like shared VPC and all those, and the service project to just save my time. All right, okay. So I hope the broader picture is clear, right? What I'm going to do. So without wasting a time, let's see my project here. This is my Google Cloud Console. Okay, so I have the organization. You remember that VPC shared cannot be deployed without the organization. You must have the organization enabled. So I have this organization where I have three projects. I am using, this is my host project. This mindful making, this is my host project, and the third is going to be my service project. I have another project, but I'm not using it. Just for your information, this is the first one is going to be a host project. The last one, the third one is going to be my service project. Okay. Now go to my network. See, this is my VPC network. I'm currently in the host project. Please note that this project is my host project. So I have the VPC one, right? Wherein I have two subnets. I have two subnets, one in Asia South to Asia South to Delhi, US Central. The IP range are this. I'm gonna use this Asia South too. Okay, and if you go to shared VPC, I have that shared VPC enabled. You can see the attached project is this, right? Here you have seen that this one 41073, right? This one, and I have two subnet. I already shared two subnets with the service project. Remember that whenever you shared a subnet in the shared VPC, it shared ultimately with all the users. How you can control? You can control with the user IAM user permissions from here, right? So I have already. If you click on this users, I already shared it with one of with couple of the user, like this is the user like Disha, and this is me admin, right? So I already shared it with them. Okay, and so this part is complete. Right now what, I have to create a backend service first, where in the service project. So I have another browser, right? So here I'm logged in with my another account, and the name is Disha K, right? So so what I have done, um, so if you go to the compute engine, okay, let's delete this one, otherwise you will get confused. Okay, let's delete this one. So this instance 2, which is a web server, if you try to copy and see, this web server is already running. See, this is the display page, right? The host name is instance 2, and the region and zone is Asia South 2 way. Yeah, that is the reason, right? So what I've done, I have also created a instance group. Okay, so remove this as well, so you will not get confused. This is my old one, right? Okay. Look at this IG2. So, and I upgraded an IG2 which is called instance group, and wherein I have attached this instance, right? And that, if you see the details, I also mapped a port. This is a port name mapping. Okay. Uh, no rocket science here. It's very simple, right? Right now, my VM is accessible over the internet, right? Now I want to make it a backend service here, so that my web server is now going to be exposed via the load balancer. But since I want to make it an internal load balancer, so just to note down. Okay, now main part, come to the network service load balancing. Okay, here I'm going to create a backend service. Remember that This is my service project, right? I will only create my web server, instance group, and backend service. Nothing apart from it, because all of the ILB functionality will be hosted here. So right now I'm in my service project. So um, let's delete this as well, because it is already created. So I don't want to confuse you. We will create from the scratch. So when you create a backend service, you will get two options. Global backend service it can be used with the global external load balancer, and regional backend service it can be used with the regional external load balancer, right? So you have to choose regional backend service, right? I will cover this global backend service in a next video, but let's just stick to this regional backend service. Okay, so I'm going to name this backend service. Where is this? Delhi, right? This is my backend service targeting to my backend in Delhi region, right? You're gonna select your region, right? Load balancer type, select the regional internal. Just a second. Sorry. So I was there here. So you select the load balancer regional internal only, because we are going to see the load balancer internal. Instance group, I have the backend, which is sorry, select the network VPC1, and then select the backend, which is in Asia South to A Delhi region. Now make it done. I don't have any other backend. This is a regional, right? So if you have a multiple backend, you can you can attach a multiple backend instance group into this backend service, or can create another backend service, but the region has to be same. Okay. Now this is the health check I have created already, so I'm going to use this health check. Continue, and this is very important. This so here we are gonna add the permissions, right? So if you just read this, so basically it's saying grant permissions to the load balancer admins from the other project, so that they can add this backend service to the load balancer in their own project. Basically we are giving the load balancer service permission, not we, the application owner team who owns this project, right? They are giving the permission to the load balancer admin or the network admin who wants to reference this backend service in the host project, right? So right now I have the admin. Let's make it my, okay. So I'm gonna make it this. Just create it. So your backend service is being created in. It's gonna take few minutes. So as of now, your this part is done. The service project part is done. I'm just giving you the demo between the two projects. This is the host project and this is the service one project, right? So this part is done. This part is done, right? Okay. So you can see your backend service is done. Is completed, and now you just check your backend, the instance group is healthy. Your backend is your instance group, right? In Delhi region, it's all good, looks good. Okay, now move to your host project. So this my host project is in another browser. This is in the Microsoft browser. So here I have to create a load balancer. Okay, so go to the load balancing, create the load balancer, create the application load balancer, create this the internal load balancer, name it ILB Delhi. Okay, make it uh, choose the region, choose the VPC. Okay, and then here this is very important, right? Now the backend, where is my backend, right? My backend is in a service project. So how do I fetch it? We are going to fetch it this. You can see that cross project backend service, right? So what you're going to do, go to your service project, copy this project ID and come back here. Now go to your project service project, copy this backend service name and come back to the host project and just copy paste the name. Let's add the backend service, right? This is added, right? And now routing rules, no, nothing to do here. Front end, just name it FE. Subnet is going to be subnet 1. I'm gonna make I'm don't want it to global, right? I just want it, just make it disable only. Done. Review your internal load balancer. This is your front end and this is your back end, right? Simple. Create it. So we have, so ILB part is also done, right? And backend service is also done. So what happened if a user within this project, let's say within this subnet, wants to access the ILB, so a user here wants to access your ILB, it is gonna land into the backend service in this service project, right? So that is the beauty of this model. You let's say you have another requirement to create an ILB, you can create one more ILB here, or you can create one more front end, maybe depending on the need, right? So your ILB is also done, and if you see the backends, okay, it will not show here because that is a cross reference. So it will you will see your backend service here only, right? Everything looks good, right? You feel you will feel that your backend service is within this project, but actually this is a, you can see that the project and your backend service is in different project, right? All right, so how are we going to access it? So what I have done, I have already created a VPC instance, oh sorry, VM instance, right, in Asia South 2A. Let's delete this first because you're going to get confused. Just delete this central 1A. Just make it Asia instance 1. And and go to your load balancer again. You have to note down the IP, the endpoint IP, right, of your front end. So this is your IP, right? Now SSS to your first instance. Okay, they are in the same network. You can see that VPC network, right? Okay, so now how to access is, you can use the curl command. Okay, your response, you are getting a response from this instance, right? Instance 2, right? Instance 2 and your reason is this one, right? Similar like we have checked here when you see that here on the outside from the internet, right? So here also you can connect it, right? Right. So this ensure that that your connectivity is working fine. You can also go ahead and and copy this IP and go to the cloud DNS and put it in your private DNS name. I'm gonna make it to example.com. Let's make it to example.com. So you're gonna access this ILB on the host on the domain name, right? So if the next time if you curl it, sorry, now it is working on your domain name as well, right? So so cross project service referencing, is a model that you can use to reduce the overhead of managing the internal load balancer, right? And this is a very advanced topic, right? I've seen most of the people don't cover this internal load balancer using the cross reference. So so um, so this is a very very advanced topic, and you can use in your organization, in your business. If your organization wants to manage the wants to centralize the internal load balancer or global load balancer, so you can manage it. So I hope you like this video, and next time I'm gonna make another video. We don't use internal load balancer. We're gonna use external load balancer, and we will also use some tricks how to use the internal load balancer to have a multiple backend service from the multiple regions. That way we can also achieve this, but I have to look at the Google Cloud document, right? So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoying this video, please like and subscribe my channel and share it with your friends, so the others can use this learning material, right? So see you next time. Bye bye, take care.